Race fans, we have got a treat for you. Montgomery Motorspeedway has always provided some of the most outstanding classes, and now the sprint cars are ready to dominate Montgomery Motorspeedway. And standing right by me is one of those drivers, Robert Stout. Robert, first off, what was it like driving out here at Montgomery Motorspeedway?
It's a blast. It's got good banking to it. It's fast. It's the first time I've gotten the chance to run here, so I'm really excited about it. Lucas Oil is fortunate enough to help us out here and get inside of this sprint car. It's crazy fast. It's crazy fast. It's a good time. It's all new to me. I'm a sports car racer. At least I have been in the past. So this is all fairly new, with the exception of just a couple moments I've gotten in a Silver Crown car, as well as Corey Cruz was nice enough to let me come out and run one of his cars. But getting the chance to come out here, Montgomery Motorspeedway, it's fantastic. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a fast, high-speed track. It's got good banking to it. It's exciting.
All right, now tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell us about who you are, what you've raced and who your family is.
Yeah, I grew up in a motorsports family. My father's Ken Stout, motorsports broadcaster by trade. So I grew up as a kid at the drag strips. I don't think anybody had intentions on me racing as I started growing up, right? But as I got older, we did start racing in karts like a lot of drivers do. And it kind of made our way down the sports car path and had a lot of success with it, ran in a lot of really cool series, actually got the Touring Car Championship and World Challenge at the age of 18 years old in my first year in a pro series. So I had a lot of success, got to drive a lot of cool stuff. Wanted a little bit of a change of pace, so I came over. I like the big power, I like the big wing, I like big grip. So I came over and I could do some sprint car racing this year.
And for those who are fans of Lucas Oil on the Edge, how is Ken Stout the announcer compared to Ken Stout the dad?
Ken Stout the announcer is very, very similar to Ken Stout the dad. He's not, there's no fake voice on when he's announcing. He's a motorsports fan. He's an enthusiast. He lives for it. I think he got a few weeks off here in the past, and he's been just on edge waiting for us just to get out here so he can get back at a track. You'd think the traveling would start to wear him down after a little while, but that's all he wants to do. If he's not focusing on that, he's with me focusing on all my racing. It's really cool. I can't thank him enough for all that.
All right, thank you very much. And one last question. When we get about 30 sprint cars to come down here at Montgomery Motorspeedway, tell the fans what they can expect.
They can expect big power, loud noises, hard racing, high banked, high speed, absolute thrill of excitement. It's going to be really, really cool.
There you have it, Robert Stout. We look forward to seeing the sprint cars here at Montgomery Motorspeedway. They're going to be bad fast, and it'll be an experience you won't want to miss. Staying right by me is one of the legendary announcers, Ken Stout. Ken, what brings you out to Montgomery Motorspeedway?
You, man, we wanted to come back and say hello. It's been a few years since I've seen you. What's going on?
I'm doing just fine, Ken. So how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We're out here doing a little bit of testing. We were able to hook up a program with Davey Hamilton of IndyCar fame, of course, and Bob East is helping us out, who builds the chassis out here, and we're going to run the King of the Wing series with my son Robert. And finally getting a little bit of seat time. It's a big monster. These things are 800-plus horsepower, and he's never been in one. So we're getting a few laps in here before we go down to Pensacola and run round one.
Now, speaking of your son, I was taking a look at his sprint car, and I've seen Lucas Oil on the car. Lucas Oil's been with you for quite a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've been with us for a long, long time. I've worked either with the productions that they're a part of since 2001 or something that they've owned. So it's been an incredible run for the past 15 years with Lucas Oil. They've been very, very kind to us. They've been very good to my son. I mean, without them, we're not where we're at here today. And it's been a relentless pursuit of trying to get to the top levels of motorsport racing, and it's a very, very difficult thing. So you have to have some good friends in the right places, and Lucas Oil certainly qualifies.
All right, now for those of you who have seen Ken Stout on Lucas Oil on the Edge and Monster Jam, you've seen him broadcast with Scott Douglas. Ken, why don't you tell those who are Monster Jam fans what Scott Douglas is like?
Hey, Douglas is a great friend, man. He's a longtime broadcaster, a great colleague. He's also a great person. You get around him. I mean, he loves the sport. He puts a lot of time in away from work, which shows he truly cares more than just for a paycheck. I mean, he loves what he does. He does it very, very good. One of the true professionals that I've worked with throughout the course of my career in the past 17 years. It's just a pleasure to go in the booth with him. He's always comfortable. He's easy to work with. He's a lot of fun, and he's always prepared. That makes it for a good show.
All right, now give us a little bit of history to how Lucas Oil on the Edge came to be.
Actually, Lucas Oil on the Edge is is a concept that myself and a former business partner, Steve Grind, who currently works for Lucas Oil, actually Mav TV now, as an executive producer, he and I were at the PRI show, a big trade show, of course, in the motorsports industry, and we had a number of people come up to us wanting to do some one-off shows, and at the time the networks just weren't interested unless you had at least 13 to 26 episodes. So we came together just over dinner one night. Might have been a couple of beverages involved somewhere along the way as well, but we came up with an idea of taking all these one-off shows, putting them all together, making one big series, and it took off, man. Lucas Oil jumped on. They loved the idea, and they sponsored it. And for a lot of years, 7, 8 years, we were in the top 5 rated shows on Speed Channel and just killed it. It was an awesome series.
Have there been any episodes of Lucas on the Edge that stand out as your favorites?
Oh, man, that's a tricky question because we covered a lot of stuff. I mean, it was absolutely incredible, the widespread footprint that we had. And it was the craziest stuff. I mean, we did a combine demolition derby. Who would have ever even thought of that? But a lot of demolition derby stuff, a lot of figure 8 racing, a lot of Saturday night short track racing. Drag racing in the grass with snowmobiles, running across lakes with snowmobiles. I mean, the wildest stuff. And then there was also some great hardcore racing on there as well. So I'm definitely a hardcore racing fan, but I love racing in general. And if it's entertaining, it's a lot of fun. It's good for the fans. And one of the biggest things I learned about that series, I know I haven't picked a specific show as I learned how to speak again, but what I loved about that series is when you come and you watch the guys at the short track, your local short track, and you see a train race or a trailer race, and it just looks like a bunch of silliness going on, you figure anybody can do it. You need to think again because the guys that win constantly win. It's because there's little tricks to every single form of motorsports out there. They know something, they work hard at it, they're dedicated, and it shows because they end up as the winner. So I learned to respect everybody no matter what the discipline is, no matter how silly it may seem at the time. These people are working hard at it, they're diligent, they care, and they want to win.
All right, and also for those who don't know, why don't you tell us a little about Mav TV and what that is?
Mav TV is a network like an ESPN, if you will. And it's something that Lucas Oil acquired here just a couple of years ago. It's now if you want to watch motorsports, Mav TV is what you need to have in your cable lineup. A lot of people, unfortunately, do not have it as part of their basic package. So we urge those people to call their service provider, their cable provider, and tell them that they want Mav TV. It's really how it gets done. It's a very difficult process to get it part of mainstream, your basic cable, if you will. But people are going there all the time. There's a lot of great motorsports on there. I mean, anything you want to watch that involves motorsports, you'll find it at Mav TV.
All right, thank you, Ken. Now, after what I've seen your son do in that sprint car, what can we expect when we see about up to 30 cars racing here at Montgomery Motorspeedway?
I guess you can expect the unexpected because nobody knows what's going to happen. These things go anywhere and everywhere. They're trying to handle monsters. I mean, 800-plus horsepower monsters that weigh 1,600 pounds. They are aggressive race car drivers. Things are happening in split seconds. It's incredible talent and very, very good race cars that put on one heck of a show. And there's a southern region, there's a western region, there's a national tour. We're chasing the national tour points, so there's some really hardcore people out here trying to get it done. And if you want to see some great racing that is extremely fast, this is the thing to come watch.
Yeah, and lastly, what are your thoughts on Montgomery Motorspeedway? What do you think of the track?
You know, first time I've been here, this place is awesome. It's big, it's smooth. I mean, right off the bat, he went out there and you can tell, I mean, he was nice and smooth on the throttle. So when you're smooth on the throttle, you can hear the bumps in the track, and we don't hear any bumps. So it's wide. Yeah, it's got some nice banking. I mean, walls all the way around, which is nice and safe. I don't see any Armco. You know, so the safety side of it, of course, as a father and as a broadcaster, is always something you take a look at. Lights here. I mean, it's a great little complex, man. I'd love to come racing here.
All right, there you have it, folks. And you heard from Ken Stout. If motorsports is what you want to see, Mav TV is the channel that you want. And be sure to log on to MontgomeryMotorspeedway.org for more information about upcoming races and other extraordinary events.
Keep watching this guy. Keep watching him. I saw him when he was just a little kid. Now look at him.